What is up, DTube, Steam Blockchain, YouTube? So today I want to do a quick side-by-side comparison here. The Galaxy S4 Zoom and the Galaxy S10 Plus on the right side. So the reason why I picked the S4 Zoom is because obviously the big lens, that both these are two interesting Samsung devices, mainly because of the lenses. That this one has this big sort of rear design that sort of wants to mimic, let's say, an old school, like a real camera, let's say. Now, maybe this phone came out 2014, 2015, and then this was seen as quite edgy and maybe even as it would be needed because smartphone cameras wasn't really that great then. So you have a big flash over here, 10x zoom. These days I think we have 20x zoom or something like that. 10x is pretty common these days. They had the same kind of, it had a home button, so it kind of looks a little bit like, it looks for sure like the Galaxy S4. Of course, the Galaxy S10 Plus does not have a home button. It has it built into the display, and you can see this one is smaller, of course. And you can also see that if you turn on the camera, let's see, can I turn it on? If I open this one up, okay, that is kind of cool. Oh, sorry, that is kind of cool. Samsung lens. It is something with this sort of design, with like physical cameras that was sort of cool back in the days. Let's see if we can take like a photo. So I'm just gonna put my S10 Plus over here, and the thing I noticed with this device is it's very hard to hold, or it's like a challenge. Oh yes, you can see that the UI is very old school. I mean, this looks like, I don't know, Android 5, Android 4, but it was that time when maybe they tried to do a little bit of this edgy design, I guess, or like 3D design, a little bit like Web 3.0 like gimmick. So you have like you have a mode here of expert mode. Oh yes, you can of course also zoom in and stuff like that and record video. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, it's like back in the days you had to, you couldn't get like, this is not like 4K recordings. It probably even looks even kind of bad, because that was like, if you want a 4K video and stuff like that, or like really good video back in the days, 2014, 2015, you would have to get maybe like a $2,000 camera or something like that. The user interface here, just like on the Galaxy S4, it's quite clean, but it was like a weird phone, to be honest, like super weird. You see how very easy it is to accidentally sort of do taps on this device. Well, that is something that never really has happened with my Galaxy S10 Plus, just because it's just more optimized in many ways, like exactly where the menus and stuff like that should be. For example, here Samsung a couple of years ago tried to make horizontal, or is it called horizontal menu, where you tap up here on the sides, but nobody liked that. And now they just go back to simple scroll up and down. I even think that I can show it on this device. So, if I go into settings on this old device, first you have to scroll up and down, but then you have to go up here at the top also. It's super annoying. Like, nobody, like what phones should do, they should try to minimize sort of the tapping, and just have just minimize it, and put stuff more in the things that people use the most, it should be fairly obvious. Obviously, this phone also has an app drawer, something that I'm fairly sure Samsung sort of removed with their new devices, because it did not really see that much of a point with it. Of course, you can probably bring in launchers that sort of recreate sort of the same effect, but there's really no point in getting this phone these days. Most people will probably think it is just that it's just like a traditional sort of camera, but they try to make this hybrid, and we're probably going to see this a lot in this industry. People trying to create like hybrid gimmicky devices. I mean, I would say smartwatches in many ways is like super gimmicky, and virtual reality also in many ways can be like super gimmicky, and maybe like most people won't really care that much about it. They just want something. They just want a good phone, you know. They just want some kind of good device where they can where there is more focus now on the software than other stuff. Yeah, quick side by side look here. You can see that the big difference between these obviously is the size. So I mean, it's like, wow, that is amazing. I mean, it almost is the yeah the Galaxy S4 Zoom is almost 3 times as thick, and almost, whoa, it is really thick. Even on the width, it's quite big. It might have quite a big battery because there's this like little bump over here, and because it sort of was designed to take a lot of photos with. But yeah, quick look here. Hopefully enjoyed. Have a great day, DTube, Steam blockchain. Bye bye.